Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Whiskey Review. I'm Ryan, the Whiskey Wine Guy, or Ryan Whiskey Wine Dane, and my first whiskey review of the year 2018. It is Maker's 46 from Maker's Mark Distillery from Kentucky. 94 proof, which equals out to 47% alcohol by volume. 750 milliliter goes for $35, maybe up to 40, a little bit over 40, depending on where you get it from or whether or not you get any special deals. But you know, it's an under $50 bottle, definitely most likely under 45 as well. But right in the realm between, I would say, $35 to $42. They do their waxing technique, which Makers is really, really well known for. And it was finished in oak stave of French seared oak staves, which is what makes this quite different from their regular Maker's Mark. So this has a little bit more complexity, adds a little bit more flavors to it. You might want to say that the regular Maker's doesn't give out. Now, do I like this? Well, it's pretty empty, but that's because I've had this for well over 2.5 months. So it's time to enjoy some. Now, what are you doing, Ryan? Oh, I'm having 2 whiskeys. I'll tell you what I'm doing. This will be the whiskey just as it is by itself. This will be the whiskey that I will add water to and tell you any different types of flavors, smells, any different profiles that are different that I get with 1 cap of Deer Park. So, starting off with just the regular one. It's a very nice amber brown color. Little on the dark side, but not too dark. It just has a nice golden brownish look to it. So does this. The adding water is not going to change that. On the nose, and it's important when you sniff whiskey, you sniff all different types of angles. You get really in there, sort of keep it away, do to the side, maybe just kind of tilt it out like this. Again, with your mouth a little bit open, so you're also breathing in through your mouth, so you can sort of have a little bit of taste as well while you're also smelling. So all around, there's some fruit notes in there, like cherries, some sweet notes, vanilla, caramel. Spicy notes, like cinnamon, a little bit of wood. Oak notes, a little bit of tobacco. right. I'm going to taste this one now before we go into this another one. Wow. Yeah, this is it's a great bourbon. It has those sweet notes in it. Got that vanilla, definitely. A little bit of caramel. Has sort of like a um, oily, maybe like buttery taste in the mouth. Kind of really smooth. But lingering, you definitely are getting some of the spicy notes that are coming out. That cinnamon, a little bit of that oak, some tobacco. Mm. Going back, you really are getting that vanilla and caramel. Because I mean, it is 70% corn. The mash bill is 70% corn. I think there's some barley in this. I'm pretty sure it says on our website what the bill is. I'll try to post in the description if I remember. But it is 70% corn, so a fairly decent corn bourbon. So it is going to have those sweet tones on it. The spice that comes along with this comes later, but it's not like a boom. It's not like a big pow in the mouth. It is there, but it's subtle. It's sort of like a kind of like a somebody just hit you on the shoulder kind of pow, not like not like you're about to put on boxing gloves type of pow. So this one would be the one that I add water to, just for the sake of comparing from a different glass. Ooh. Mmm. This brought out a little bit more of the sweetness that's in there. Actually, this brought out a little bit more of everything that's in there. Ironically, the one without water seems a little bit more, like weak, mild. This one's full, powerful. I mean, more powerful than this. I mean, it's not like woof, but it's definitely. Oh man, yeah, the vanilla, the cinnamon spice, the caramel. Oh, like the wood. You can really smell the barrel in this. Just a little bit of the barrel. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this one's really. I mean, yeah. I mean, this one it's there, but just adding that little bit of water to it. Oh man, it really opened this one up. Let's see what it does on the taste. Oh. Mm. I think the sweetness is taken away a little bit. It's still there. You're still getting that vanilla and caramel. But I feel the spice is definitely more upbringing rather quickly. And not sort of in the back. It sort of is kind of there at the front. Still subtle, but it's a quicker, this one was sort of like, as I said, you kind of like punch yourself in the shoulder, but it's kind of one of those things that escalates to that. Kind of like your friend goes like this, you go like that, they go like that, you go like that. This is like the first punch, like, hey, okay, you want to play that game? Well, sure. Before you know it, then you will be putting on the boxing gloves. No, it doesn't really escalate after that. It's just really a lot quicker than without the water. I'm going to go back to this one real quick. That's if I can keep it in my mouth. That's what she said. Yeah. No, just a little bit more on the sweet side. Like I said, now it's when it's starting to build up. Definitely a lot sweeter. With the water. Yeah, the spice in this one builds up a lot quicker. Now it's at the point now where the water sort of has resonated in. So each sip after this is just going to kind of, you're going to sort of get used to it. But comparing the two together, quite the polar opposite that you might expect. You add water to either lower the alcohol content, are to end to change sort of the chemistry that's in here because of the oils that are in here. And sometimes the oils are sort of hidden underneath. So sometimes adding water to a middle range proved alcohol, 94, it's not high but it's not low, but sometimes adding water to an alcohol that's sort of in that middle, like it's to be considered like a standard whiskey. Sometimes it actually makes it a little bit more intense rather than weakens it. And same thing even goes for even the higher it gets. Sometimes it changes it completely to make it seem more intense than before. Sometimes not so much. So it's really all about experimenting. But yeah, even still, adding the water, and now just for the sake of what's left in here, I want to do that as well. Even though there's a little bit less in this one than in this one. They're not the same. Oh, hang on a second. No. They're great. They're they're together now, actually. Originally, my non-one that I didn't want to add water to, I did because it turns out that I think I like it a lot better with water being added to it, because I feel like it brings out a little bit more of everything. The sweetness is more prominent, but so is the spiciness. And the spiciness, really, as I said, it's not sort of something that builds up. It's something that hits you right away. And I actually kind of like that, because I said it's not like it's a nice kick, but it's also the sweetness is still there, layered on the tongue. So that still also makes it so that it's not as intense as maybe, say, their cask strength, which I do have. I have as a private select, which I will be reviewing for you all. Actually, I'm going to have a couple of them that I'm going to be reviewing for you all sometime this year. So this is not as like a putting on boxing gloves, but it's definitely there. So yeah, I would say for Makers 46, try them side by side, see which one you like better. But for me, it's a little cap of water does a trick for me to make my favorite. Now, point wise, out of 100, you know, a little bit more upper price than their regulars makers, definitely more proof. But this has a lot of show cast on it from that French seared oak stave. You know, bringing this a little bit more of the vanilla, the caramel, a little bit of that, maybe a little bit that spiciness. It takes away the bitterness, but like the spiciness, as I said, it's a nice spiciness. So, for people who are just getting into bourbon, you know, this might be something you could possibly do, especially if you like makers and you want to go one step up. 94 proof, 47% alcohol, still within the range of beginner whiskey, in my opinion. Maybe just at that point of where maybe you've had a couple here and there and you want to sort of venture out just a tiny bit. You're not quite ready to go big boy style, but you still want to, or big girl style, but you just want to see what it does a little. So I'm going to say 91 points out of 100. I feel like just by itself, it's sort of really smooth, really easy. So, you know, that's kind of what deducts it a little bit. But then you add some water and hoo. Until next time, everyone. I'm Ryan, the whiskey wine guy. Ryan, whiskey day, whatever you want to call me, whatever. I drink it, so you don't have to. But then again, you should. Cheers.